Hi, third grade crew. I am here to read Bat in the Waiting Game, chapter 15, which is called Thor's Garden. Carrots, corn, and kale, Bat told Mom on the drive home from school. Carrots, corn, and kale, Bat told Janie when she got home, interrupting the song she was singing. Carrots, corn, and kale, Bat whispered to Thor as he fed him his afternoon bottle, cradling his squirming, eager black and white body. Thor was getting strong, Bat noticed. He filled Bat's hands now, and his snuffling snout pushed into Bat's palm as he searched for the bottle. "I think your little friend is ready for solid food," Mom said. She was in the kitchen with Bat, drinking a cup of tea and watching him feed the kit. "Carrots, corn, and kale," Bat said again. "Yes," said Mom, "those sound like great choices for a skunk garden. But in the meantime, let's try something a little easier to digest." She set down her tea and took a slice of bread from the loaf by the toaster. She pulled away the crusts and cut just the softest center of the slice into little cubes. Then she dripped some of the formula onto the plate of bread cubes and waited until it had soaked in and the bread was soft. Then she set the plate on the floor and said, "Let's see what he thinks." Bat sat on the floor and made a V with his legs around the plate of bread. Gently, he set Thor down. At first, the little kit stumbled as he got his legs underneath him, but his tiny nose went up like he smelled the food, and he wove his way over to the plate, his tail bushy behind him. When he got to the plate of bread, he sniffed around for a while. Bat didn't know if he would eat it. "Maybe he doesn't like bread," he said to Mom. "Give him a minute," Mom said. She sat down on the floor too, right next to Bat, and they watched together as Thor climbed up onto the plate with his front legs and dipped his mouth down toward the food. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Then his tongue emerged and he touched the bread. Then he licked it. Then he got even closer, opened his mouth, and took a bite. "He's eating," Bat said. "He sure is," Mom said. Thor chomped down half the plate of formula-soaked bread, and then he turned away from it. Bat scooped him up and wiped his face clean with a napkin Mom handed him. "They grow up so fast, don't they, Bat?" Mom said. Bat nodded. He was proud of Thor, but he knew what it meant that Thor was learning to eat on his own. It meant that he was one step closer to being able to return to the wild, one step closer to not needing Bat anymore. "I kind of wish he still needed to be bottle-fed," Bat said. "Babies can't stay babies forever," Mom said. She stroked Bat's hair as he stroked Thor. Thursday afternoon, Bat and Tom and Israel took the big black trunk to the nursery to get supplies for the skunk garden. Bat and Israel had written up a list of supplies, and Bat and Israel had written up a list of supplies, and Mom had checked it the night before. She crossed off shovel and hoe because she said she already had those things in the shed. That still left carrot seeds, corn seeds, kale seeds, and fertilizer. Not a very exciting list. When they'd found everything they needed, Tom drove them all back to Bat's house so they could get to work. Bat had never been at his house without another member of his family being there, and he wished suddenly that Janie were home. Not because he wanted her to make him a sandwich, not because he would need anything from her, just because it would have been nice to have her there. He found the key just where Mom had promised to leave it, under the second biggest potted plant on the front porch, because the biggest one was too heavy to move, and used it to open the front door. Then, standing in the hallway with Tom and Israel, Bat felt suddenly shy. But Israel